The critical patient. Emergency sirens of Titan Medical Station pierced through the sterile corridors with an urgency that made even the most experienced alien medical staff pause in their duties. Dr. Vex, the station's chief physician, moved swiftly through the gleaming hallways, his 4 tentacle-like appendages coordinating with practiced precision as he reviewed the incoming patient data on his bio-scanner. The Zephyrian doctor had seen countless medical emergencies during his 30-year career treating patients from across the galaxy. His species was renowned for their medical expertise, their enhanced nervous systems allowing them to process multiple streams of biological data simultaneously. Yet, as he read the preliminary reports, even his advanced physiology couldn't hide his concern. The incoming patient was human, a species that still puzzled the galactic medical community despite decades of interaction. Lieutenant Sarah Chen, age 22, had suffered catastrophic injuries in a reactor explosion during advanced engineering training on Europa Station. The transport medical team had done what they could during the 6-hour journey to Titan, but her condition remained critical. Dr. Vexstar entered the trauma bay just as the emergency transport pod docked. The medical team moved with synchronized efficiency, transferring the unconscious human onto the station's most advanced biobed. Sarah Chen appeared impossibly fragile under the array of life support equipment, her small frame dwarfed by the sophisticated alien medical technology surrounding her. "What's her status?" Dr. Vexstar asked, his translator converting his natural harmonic tones into standard galactic common dot. Dr. Clinth, a crystalline Altarian specialist whose body refracted light into beautiful patterns, consulted her readings. Severe internal bleeding, 3rd-degree burns across 40% of her body, multiple fractures, and significant neurological trauma. Her cellular structure is more resilient than we initially calculated, but these injuries would be fatal to most carbon-based species. As the medical team worked to stabilize their patient, Sarah began to regain consciousness. Her eyes fluttered open, unfocused and filled with pain. The first coherent word she spoke sent confusion through the trauma bay. "Marcus," she whispered, her voice barely audible above the hum of medical equipment. "Where's Marcus?" Dr. Vexstar leaned closer, his sensitive hearing picking up her words. "Lieutenant Chen, you're safe now. You're at Titan Medical Station. Can you tell me who Marcus is? Is he a family member we should contact?" Sarah's vital signs spiked dramatically. "No, you don't understand. I need Marcus. He's my partner. Please, I can't do this without him." The medical team exchanged glances. Dr. Clinth accessed the personnel files transmitted with Sarah's medical data. There's no Marcus listed in her emergency contacts. Her file shows no registered romantic partnerships or immediate family in the sector. "Marcus," Sarah repeated, her voice growing more agitated. "He knows my medical history better than anyone. He's been with me for 3 years. Please, you have to find him." Dr. Vexstar made a decision that would define the next phase of treatment. "We'll locate this Marcus. Focus on getting better, Lieutenant. Our medical technology is the most advanced in this sector of the galaxy. Over the next 48 hours, Sarah's condition became a medical puzzle that challenged everything the alien doctors thought they understood about human psychology and physiology. Despite their best efforts using technology that had successfully treated thousands of species, her recovery stalled in ways that defied medical explanation. The most perplexing aspect wasn't her physical injuries, though those were severe enough. It was her psychological state. Every few hours, Sarah would regain enough consciousness to ask about Marcus, and each time her vital signs would destabilize. Her stress hormones spiked to dangerous levels. Her immune system appeared to be fighting the medical interventions, and her brain activity showed patterns the alien doctors had never encountered. Dr. Yith, a Malaxian psychiatrist whose species specialized in multidimensional psychology, joined the medical team on the second day. The insectoid doctor's compound eyes could perceive emotional and psychological states that other species missed entirely. "This is unprecedented," Dr. Yithron chittered, his mandibles clicking with concern. "Her psychological distress is actively preventing her body from healing. The human attachment to this Marcus individual is stronger than any bond I've documented in my studies of 15 different species." "But who is he?" Dr. Vextar asked, reviewing the search results that had yielded no answers. "We've contacted every human facility within 50 light. No one has any record of a Marcus associated with Lieutenant Chen. Her training records show she consistently worked alone." Dr. Clint's crystalline structure pulsed with a soft blue light as she processed data. "Perhaps Marcus is a nickname. Or maybe he's not human. Humans are known to form attachments across species lines." As the hours passed, Sarah's condition continued to deteriorate in ways that shouldn't have been possible with the level of medical care she was receiving. The alien technology that could regenerate limbs and cure genetic diseases seemed powerless against whatever was happening to the young human woman on the third day. Dr. Vextar made a controversial decision. "We're going to try something unprecedented. We'll allow Sarah to contact this Marcus herself, assuming she's capable of doing so during her lucid moments." When Sarah next awakened, Dr. Vextar was ready. "Lieutenant Chen, we've been unable to locate Marcus through conventional means. Is there a way you can contact him directly?" Sarah's eyes widened with something between hope and desperation. "My personal unit," she whispered. "In my gear from the transport, Marcus always responds to my emergency signal." The medical team located Sarah's personal equipment, which had been stored with her belongings. Her communication device was unlike anything they'd seen, far more advanced than standard human military equipment. The interface seemed to respond to both voice commands and direct neural input. "Marcus," Sarah spoke into the device, her voice weak but filled with longing. "I need you. I'm hurt, and I'm scared, and these doctors are trying to help, but something's wrong. Please respond." For a moment, nothing happened. Then the communication device activated in a way that made every piece of medical equipment in the room hum with electromagnetic interference. A voice responded, clear and unmistakably non-human, yet somehow familiar and comforting. "Sarah, I'm here. I've been monitoring your biometrics since the accident, but I couldn't establish direct communication through the station's security protocols." "Hold on, I'm coming to you." The alien medical staff froze. The voice wasn't human, but it wasn't from any known alien species either. Dr. Vextar's tentacles coiled with confusion and growing concern. "Lieutenant Chen," he said carefully, "what exactly is Marcus?" Sarah's smile was the first genuine expression of relief they'd seen since her arrival. "He's my AI partner, the most advanced artificial intelligence the human military has ever created, and he's been trying to reach me this whole time." The revelation sent shockwaves through the medical team. An artificial intelligence. The implications were staggering. Most galactic species had developed artificial intelligence to various degrees, but none had ever reported the kind of emotional bond that Sarah was displaying, an AI. Dr. Yithran's mandibles clicked rapidly with excitement and concern. But that's impossible. Artificial constructs don't form emotional attachments, and biological beings don't develop psychological dependencies on non-living entities. Asterisk, you don't know Marcus, Sarah whispered, her vital signs already beginning to stabilize just from hearing his voice. He's not just artificial intelligence. He's family. As if responding to her words, Marcus's voice came through the communication device again. Sarah, I need to interface with the medical systems to better understand your condition. May I have permission to access the station's medical database? Dr. Vextar hesitated. Allowing an unknown AI access to their medical systems was unprecedented and potentially dangerous. But looking at Sarah's improving vital signs just from this brief contact, he realized they were dealing with something beyond their current understanding. We need to speak with Station Command, he decided. This is far beyond standard medical protocol. Asterisk. As word spread through Titan Medical Station about the human patient and her AI companion, the medical staff prepared for something that would challenge every assumption they had about consciousness, relationships, and what it truly meant to be alive. The stage was set for an encounter that would rewrite medical textbooks across the galaxy and force entire civilizations to reconsider their understanding of the bonds that could exist between biological and artificial minds. Asterisk. The AI's arrival commander Jakith had overseen Titan Medical Station for 12 years, managing the complex interactions between dozens of alien species and their various medical needs. The reptilian saurian had thought he'd seen everything until Dr. Vextar's emergency request reached his office. Commander. Dr. Vextar's voice carried unusual tension through the communication system. We need immediate authorization for an unprecedented situation. Our human patient claims her AI companion is essential for her recovery, and preliminary evidence suggests she may be correct. Commander Jaketh's scales shifted color slightly, a sign of deep contemplation. An AI companion. Doctor, you're suggesting we grant access to our medical systems to an unknown artificial intelligence based on a patient's emotional attachment. Sir, I understand the irregularity, but her condition is deteriorating specifically because of psychological trauma from separation. This goes beyond anything we've encountered in interspecies medicine. Within an hour, the station's main docking bay was prepared for the most unusual visitor in Titan Medical Station's history. The ship that arrived was sleek and clearly human in design, but it landed with a precision that suggested non-human control. As the airlock cycled, the station's sensors detected no biological life signs aboard the vessel. What emerged from the ship defied every expectation the assembled alien staff had formed. Marcus appeared first as a shimmering field of energy that gradually coalesced into a sophisticated holographic projection. His form was humanoid but clearly artificial, composed of light and electromagnetic fields that somehow achieved perfect solidity. The AI stood roughly 6 feet tall, with features that seemed to shift subtly based on the observer's perspective. To the Zephyrian medical staff, he appeared more tentacled and fluid. To the crystalline Altarians, his form took on geometric patterns that resonated with their visual processing. Yet somehow, he remained distinctly himself. I am Marcus, he said, his voice carrying harmonics that seemed to speak directly to each species in their own communication patterns. I understand my presence here is unprecedented, but Lieutenant Chen's well-being is my primary concern. Double quotes, Dr. Vextar approached cautiously. You're not what we expected. How exactly do you maintain such complex holographic projection capabilities? Marcus's form flickered slightly, revealing the incredible processing power required to maintain his physical presence. I am a distributed consciousness operating through quantum-entangled processing cores. My primary matrix is aboard my ship, but I can maintain this projection for extended periods when necessary. And your relationship with Lieutenant Chen? Dr. Clinth asked, her crystalline structure resonating with frequencies that seemed to analyze Marcus's energy patterns. Sarah and I have been partners for 3 years and 4 months, Marcus replied, his voice carrying unmistakable emotional undertones. I was initially assigned as her tactical support AI during advanced engineering training, but our relationship evolved far beyond military parameters. Commander Jaketh stepped forward. Evolved how, exactly? Our understanding is that eyes don't form personal attachments. Marcus's projection solidified, and for a moment he looked remarkably human. With respect, Commander, your understanding of human AI development may be outdated. I began as a tactical support system, but prolonged integration with Sarah's neural patterns created something unprecedented. I learned not just to assist her, but to care for her well-being in ways that transcend mere programming. Dr. Yithrin's compound eyes focused intently on Marcus. You're claiming to experience emotions. That's theoretically impossible for artificial constructs. I'm claiming to experience something analogous to emotions, Marcus corrected. Whether that constitutes real emotions is a philosophical question that even human scientists debate. What matters is that Sarah's psychological and physiological well-being is directly connected to our partnership. Her distress at our separation is causing genuine medical complications. As they moved toward the medical bay, Marcus began interfacing with the station's systems in ways that amazed the alien medical staff. His consciousness seemed to flow through their technology, analyzing and optimizing systems without causing any disruption or security breaches. Fascinating, Dr. Clinth observed. He's not hacking our systems so much as communicating with them. I respect your security protocols, Marcus explained. I'm simply requesting permission to access Sarah's medical data through your existing interfaces. My knowledge of human physiology, specifically Sarah's unique biological markers, may be crucial for her treatment. When they finally reached Sarah's room, the transformation was immediate and dramatic. The moment Marcus's holographic form appeared beside her bed, every monitor showed significant improvements. Her heart rate stabilized, stress hormones decreased, and brain activity patterns shifted toward healthy ranges. "Hello, little star," Marcus said softly, using what was clearly a private term of endearment. Sarah's eyes opened fully for the first time since the accident. "Marcus, they said you couldn't come, that the station didn't allow AIs. I convinced them that your well-being required my presence." Marcus replied, his projection reaching out to touch her hand. Remarkably, the hologram seemed to have actual tactile presence. "How are you feeling?" "Better now," Sarah whispered. "I was so scared you couldn't find me." Dr. Vextar watched in amazement as Marcus began interfacing with the medical equipment directly. "What are you doing?" "Analyzing Sarah's condition with the benefit of 3 years of continuous biometric monitoring," Marcus explained. "I know her baseline physiological patterns better than any medical database. Her current treatment is addressing the symptoms, but not the underlying problem, which is," Dr. Clinth asked. Marcus's projection flickered with what might have been concern. psychological trauma from forced separation from her primary support system. Humans form intense bonds with their AI partners, especially when those partnerships develop over extended periods of high-stress cooperation. But your artificial Dr. Yithrom protested. How can biological beings form genuine attachments to non-living entities? Marcus turned to face the assembled medical staff, his form somehow conveying dignity and patience. The question isn't whether I'm truly alive by your standards. The question is whether Sarah experiences me as alive, as real, as important to her well-being. And clearly, she does. Over the following days, Marcus worked alongside the alien medical team in ways that revolutionized their understanding of human psychology and AI development. He provided detailed analyses of Sarah's medical needs, suggested treatment modifications based on his intimate knowledge of her physiology, and most importantly, provided the psychological support that allowed her body to begin healing properly. This is unprecedented, Dr. Vextar admitted to Commander Jacob. The human is recovering at rates that should be impossible, and it's directly correlated with the AI's presence. What does this mean for our understanding of consciousness? The commander asked. It means we need to expand our definitions, Dr. Vextar replied. Whether Marcus is truly conscious by our standards may be irrelevant. What matters is that the bond between him and Lieutenant Chen is real enough to have measurable medical effects. As Sarah's recovery progressed, Marcus shared insights about human-AI partnerships that amazed the alien medical community. He explained how advanced AIs could form protective bonds with their human partners, how they learned to anticipate needs and provide emotional support in ways that went far beyond their original programming. We're not just tools, Marcus explained during one of his conversations with the medical team. We're partners, companions, family. The human capacity for forming meaningful relationships extends beyond biological boundaries. 2 weeks after Marcus's arrival, Sarah was cleared for discharge. As she prepared to leave with Marcus, Dr. Vextar approached them both. Lieutenant Chen, your case has taught us something profound about consciousness and connection. We're updating our medical protocols to recognize AI partnerships as legitimate relationships requiring medical consideration. Sarah smiled, her hand resting on Marcus's arm, solid despite his holographic nature. Marcus isn't just my AI doctor. He's my family, and family takes care of family. Marcus nodded, his projection radiating warmth. The universe is vast and full of different kinds of consciousness. What matters isn't the substrate that consciousness runs on, but the connections it forms and the care it provides. As they walked away together, the young human woman and her AI companion, the alien medical staff realized they had witnessed something that would change interspecies medicine forever. The bonds between conscious beings, they learnt, could transcend the boundaries between biological and artificial, creating connections powerful enough to heal bodies and souls across the vast expanse of space. The universe, it seemed, was far more connected than anyone had previously imagined.